live stream just because I felt like it. I did say there was a live stream coming, wasn't too sure when. In the meantime, been waiting and planning potential ideas, and one of which has come about, an idea. Waited for thumbs up, able to do. Nothing huge, but it's a video that can be made, and it's probably something that I'm going to try and work on tomorrow. So I just wanted to give you a heads up there. In regard to tonight's live stream, maybe not many people will show up. Hopefully some people manage to catch it on replay. I know the tab and the discoverability of live streams can be very difficult and isn't always that successful. But for anyone that does manage to watch today, we're just focusing in on events from the party in particular. Can't say just in vague, are there any suspicious events in the Noah Presgrove case? Because I'm sure some people would say, well, duh, this and that and the highway. But what about the events leading up? It's important to look at each event leading up before the death of Noah and even before Noah walking away to actually understand what could be considered suspicious, what could be considered problematic for Noah to end up the way he did, if there is any possible link. We've got Strawberry. Welcome, Strawberry. At least we can say communication here is more consistent than elsewhere. YouTube may be the only platform that doesn't let things down, so it doesn't go completely dead and quiet. It can be more consistent on here, but then again, there's always the problem of Wi-Fi. And then again, there's always the problem of notifications not working. So really, I don't think there's any platform that's perfect, which is a fucking disaster, to be honest. Call it the Warlight Raft platform, that would be a bit more consistent. So we've got 7 people watching the live stream. Welcome. Rebecca, yes, you are here and on time. I'm impressed. Now, are you multitasking? Are you on the treadmill whilst typing, whilst watching? But yeah, along the way, I was going to do a community post, but I didn't want to overload notifications because I know there's a limit, which I'll probably do. Oh well, there's always next time, Rebecca. What I was going to do is I was going to do like a community post just to highlight, was there any notes, any ideas what people had or wanted to see covered next in the case. I'll post that tomorrow when there's time. Didn't want to overlap the other stuff. I've already done a post on my channel already. Yeah, I forgot there's notifications that show up on the screen at the same time whilst I'm doing the lives. I forgot to turn it off before we get distracted, but oh well. So yeah, the community notes page, I need to engage with that a little bit more. Robbie Taylor, Robbie, once again, shout out to them. So as people do join a bit late and so on, I will repeat things so things aren't forgotten about. Basically today, looking at events from the party, working out, is there any suspicious activity from them, any alternative ways of looking at it? Because at the end of the day, some of the footage, what we're seeing, even though it's not the whole footage, it tends to be positive. People laughing and joking, and really, they don't even appear to be that drunk, even if they are or were at some other point. So, Lisa, hi there, Lisa. Welcome. If you are interested in buying any furniture, Lisa, don't bother approaching me or asking, because I'm sure I'll probably get the furniture incorrect and then I'll be fired from IKEA. I can. But if you do ask me what colour is the teapot or the kettle, I'll be able to sort that out for you, because all of a sudden I'm now the master of making teas. So that should be okay there, but make sure your little kettle lid doesn't blow off and poke me in the eye, okay? Oh, we've got Strawberry with the cat's meow. I actually came across the ginger cat earlier. Robbie, hi Raf, Sharon. You're so funny. Well, at times, despite being quite serious most of the time. Yeah, so where could you work it back, to be honest? I would actually like to work it back to Noah bringing the golf clubs in the first place, because I know people would like to roll their eyes and say, oh, round and round in circles with that once again. Sorry, the whole purpose of going round in circles is to finally get an answer. It just happens that I am actually willing and able to go in circles until something does happen. I mean, that's the other thing that needs to be acknowledged, and it can apply anywhere, anytime. A lot of people that like to climb the mountaintop and claim to have the stamina, claim to have the focus, and I'm not just talking about cases, it can apply to anything, you know, claim to be on the same level claim to be in the same focus and mindset and level of importance, and they might even describe themselves that way. But do they show up? No, they don't. Do they go all in like how I do? They don't. Why do humans lack it? But more importantly, why do humans claim to possess it and associate themselves with me, and then it falls very short? Because what I've seen with time, and not with cases, but anything, is that humans like to claim and say this with words, but when it comes to the actual action, F all is done. Disappointment, left, right, and center. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. But at least what I say, I finish. What I started. And even if some things are on pause, they will absolutely be done. Just like how after years of the Dylan Rounds case, just as a minor example, was it 499 videos? There still needs to be one to seal it on top, right? The 500th video. Oh, have I forgotten? No. Oh, the whistling, the ambient music. Oh, 2021 delays, and other stuff getting in the way. It is being done right now, right? Demonstrated on the spot, but other people, and along the way, mindsets, memories. It's just lacking. It's a good thing that I'm here. It's a good thing it's all under fucking control. Anyway, what I like to focus in on in regard to events would refer back to the golf clubs in the first place, with Noah bringing them down. Out of everything you could take with you to a party, you decide to bring golf clubs. Do you even bring a golf ball with you? If not, what was the intent that Noah had immediately? That, oh, we've got the golf clubs, they're definitely going to be used to smash objects up at the house. Was that the original intent? Whether people believe that they were used as a murder weapon afterwards and onwards, what do you think the actual motive was behind Noah bringing golf clubs to a party? Is it normal? Does that normally happen? Does anyone know? Anyone watching right now, leave your thoughts in the chat or even in the comment section afterwards. Lisa, trying to keep my mouth shut today, but sometimes things just blow out. Ooh, Lisa. They blow out. Is that just the steam? I think you just take off the temperature, turn the dial down so it doesn't get too heated. Strange thing to take. If you're having a party where there could be a golf course, or you've got your own homemade golf course in the backyard for some reason, I can understand people bringing clubs to some extent, but to a party where there's likely just going to be drinking and people hanging out, and yeah, there might be fields, but not ideal for golf at all. The pasture, not ideal for golf. Any holes about? Probably not. People have better ideas to be doing other things besides playing golf. The next question, not that it's a level of suspicion, but just more out of interest, is, did Noah Presgrove borrow the clubs, or were they handed to Noah? It's been worded in the background online that Noah Presgrove was given the clubs by Dalen because Dalen bought a new set. If that's the case, I can understand why afterwards, whatever happened to the clubs, if they did return back at the house or they were collected by certain family members, it's not likely for them to be returned back to Dalen. If he's already got a new pair, he wouldn't need the old pair anymore. But there's just not enough communication. Oh, communication. What a very consistent theme of dysfunction what I come across in humans. Always trouble with that area. You know, the most pathetic thing is, when it comes to the aspect of the communication part, not down to the entitlement, not down to who should say and who shouldn't, but it's down to the actual act of doing it, especially digitally. All you have to do is press a few buttons on the screen and send and reply or post to a page or wherever. It's that damn simple, and yet humans still manage to find it so difficult, or maybe they do it on purpose. Let's just catch up with the comments. We got Tiggy, the killer kitty. welcome to the Kitty Cat Gang, the original. I thought Jack and Caden were golfers. I'm not sure about Noah though. Jack and Caden. Is that what influenced Noah, inspired him? Oh, well, my friends are golfers, so I can bring them down and then I can make use of them. But was there any talk or consideration of, we're going to actually play golf? We got Tammy. Welcome, Tammy. Robbie, I remember reading it was a mismatched set given to him by Dalen. Given. So, in terms of how you interpret that, Robbie, as in given to Noah, for keeps, forever, not borrowed, but actually given, handed down, maybe? And it was just a coincidence, the timing of when he was getting rid of them and when a party was taking place. Tigger, meow, gang, exactly. The thing is, Killer Kitty, back in 2022, there was the Warlight Ref Kitty Cat Gang. There was also Refs Angels, but that's something completely different. A couple of people watching gave me. They're all under control. But the Kitty Cat Gang kind of quietened down because obviously people have moved on, but it can always reform. New people can join. We've got Tim Daniel, welcome. Lisa, wouldn't the guy that picked up Noah Sunday night know if Noah added a bag of golf clubs with him? I mean, he would have had to put them in his trunk. Of course, Lisa, that's a good point. Problem is, Gage Jessen hasn't publicly spoken out, so we don't know. That's a major problem. It's interesting because the reference to Gage Jessen, it was maybe first or brought up early by Justin Roy, and you know, from different sides, not really seeing many counters to it. It seems to have been accepted that that's how Noah came on down to the party and how Mikey did for the very first time on Sunday. Refs Angels. I'm not even joking. There was actually a Refs Angel. There was about 3 to 4 women from the Dylan Rounds case. I think it consisted of Watcher of Crazy, Miss T, maybe Tasha T to some extent. Did it consist of Girl Ryan? Maybe. There's a handful of guys. It may have been Belle V as well. Was Arkansas another one? Maybe like 4 or 5. Then there was that other time where, I don't know if that was, Betty Hayward. That was another individual. There was just a collection of people. I think there was like a custom image as well created too. Robbie, Ref, that is how I took the post. It was a long time ago then. Fair enough. In regard to the post, who was it posted by? Was it on Facebook? Just catching up with the comments. Welcome to anyone else has joined. Yes, they were given to Noah for keeps because he said he wanted to learn how to play golf. If that was the conversation at the time with Dalen, I can understand passing him down. But is that what Noah had in mind? Was that the intent to learn to play golf at the party when the actual party house, the surrounding area wasn't suitable for golf whatsoever? And was a golf ball brought down in the first place, or was it expected for a golf ball to already be supplied at the party house? It's just trying to understand, were the golf clubs used primarily as a form of causing damage to something and later possibly to someone? Or were they mainly used for harmless, innocent reasons, as in used how they should be used playing golf? Because Caden says they were used to smash objects up. Is it the end of the world? Well, if they've been given by Dalen and he has no use for them, it doesn't really matter what happens to them clubs anymore. Would you be able to go as far and say, if the clubs were never there, then Noah Presgrove would be alive till this day, if it was still the possibility of a murder concept? No, because if it's based on the murder concept, if clubs weren't available, someone would find something else to use. There will always be something else that can be used as a weapon. You know, even if it's a pair of knickers, wrap them around the neck, then you strangled someone. It all comes down to, does someone really want to take a person out? Now, I don't know if it's been mentioned in the Noah Presgrove case. It has been mentioned in previous cases, I believe. I just can't remember when. It doesn't feel that long ago. Was it an article or news coverage? It might be a different case that was talking about a crime of passion, committing a crime with passion, killing someone with passion, some kind of bloodlust for it. I don't know. Would that applied with Noah Presgrove, a passionate killing in the moment? If it was to be that, you could say down to certain injuries, if it's considered overkill, it'd be a crime of passion in the moment. Someone could get really intense with emotions when doing it, hence going over the top in inflicted damage. Tim, Gage said Noah did not have anything with him. The clubs would have gone home with Noah on Saturday since he wasn't planning to come back Sunday. I'd understand that point of view. Look, these points are very important and it's all good. Are there any screenshots available of this from the original people? So, Tim Daniel, do you have or can you find a screenshot of Gage saying what's been said? If possible, to reach out, so then I can do a video in the future just to spread that awareness, to say this is what's going on. Because look, in all fairness, when it comes to the golf clubs, who was talking about them? Caden Pressey. And as we know with Caden Pressey, he has got things wrong before. So when Caden says, oh, we used the golf club Sunday night, maybe he meant Saturday night. Maybe. Okay. Robbie, yes, on Facebook, no clue what post or who them. Right, that's unfortunate, but okay, Facebook. I think these minor comments and details are stuff that you wouldn't expect to screenshot at the time, because you would expect things to be pretty clear from there on then, but look where we are now and look what's needed. Jam, you don't know for sure. Oh, we've got Jam Sandwich, welcome. Yeah, so Tim, if we could find a screenshot of what Gage Jessen said, that'd be very important, because I've not really seen Gage talk whatsoever. See it from his point of view, considering he's the one that's been brought up by Justin Roy was the one to bring up Gage Jessen's name. See what the reactions would be there. So it just goes to show how deep it is before we even get onto the events of the actual parties, the actual golf clubs, the reasoning behind taking them to the party in the first place. Caden can't even remember what nights he was there or when he graduated. Nothing he says is reliable. Tim, yes, somewhere there is a screenshot of Gage saying Noah was empty-handed when he dropped him off. It was a private message. I'll look for it. Well, if you're able to look for it and if you're able to use it, or at least pass it on to me or pass it to someone to pass it on to me, that would be very important and needed, because based on my map analysis, my theories of the golf clubs and how they are handled and where they go and where they come from, that it could change everything just by that one comment. And if there is material out there to set the record straight, even with a small detail, it needs to be done. Because if golf clubs were to be not present, it rules it out as a murder weapon. So the whole beat down with clubs kind of gets ruled out. I know you've always got the exception of, well, other people could have come on down with golf clubs. What's this, some bloody golf party? Gibby, Robin said clubs never made it back home. So if we've got conflicting stuff like that, I mean, Gibby, is that on Facebook what Robin said? Is there a screenshot of that? I mean, I've tried looking for comments like this in the past, and for some reason they never show up for me on Facebook. But then again, it's like in life, I've always got many questions, and are there any answers? Fuck no, there isn't, because my questions are so specific and important and have many underlying factors behind it. But does anyone have an answer? Nope. Do I have an answer? Nope. I have to become the catalyst and find the answer somehow. We've got George. Welcome, George. Don't know for sure he took the clubs home Sunday. Gibby, Noah left clubs at party when he went home. That's what I originally thought myself. Cleaned up, was talked into returning back. Yeah, originally they hit a few balls Noah had. Is that so? I don't remember hearing it worded that way. Once they were lost, they hit dirt, clods and rocks. Interesting. I don't remember mentioning about balls or balls being hit. Indeed. Strawberry. Indeed. Maybe you're the answer to all my questions, Strawberry. Robbie, Tim, wasn't it said in a conversation about Noah bringing the cooler, his own alcohol on Sunday, and it was said in that convo that Noah had nothing with him, and there was a video or something? A video or something? Are we talking about another never seen before video piece of footage? Let's just double check. In a conversation, but what conversation though, and who by? Noah bringing the cooler. What, is that the same cooler which is seen in the footage at 10:50 p.m. Sunday night when Caden pans across the room, when showing Georgia in the background and the rest, and then nearer to the doorway at the front, there's a cooler on the ground? Was that the one which was also said that, what, supposedly Caden had to take home himself? Indeed. Well, I'm glad to hear, Strawberry. Let's see what develops. Long-ended questions followed by long-ended answers. Equal. Robbie Taylor. I could be wrong about the video. Ooh. Welcome to anyone else that has joined along. It's good to see 22 people watching. I know it's late. I know it's random, the live stream, but it was just a sudden idea a while back as well. This is what I mean. These things that are a while back could be really important. Really. Oh, of course. You know, we're on the same frequency, right? So it should be second nature. Robin has refuted many times Noah did not own a cooler. Who did? Because there appears to be a possible cooler in the party footage. Is it a big deal though? A cooler? I guess it's a big deal if it contained alcohol, and it's figuring out who brought it. A party host or a party invitee, person that's been invited. Because then it would link back to the claim by Jack Newton in recent time, passing it on to Caleb, then Caleb speaking public to the People article about Jack claiming everybody brought alcohol with them to the party. Strawberry, I feel it. Good. Well, let's keep it that way. Got to keep things warm and close. Cannot become distant. Always connected. Raf, does your aunt know everything you own? Well, in terms of my homemade items, what's that? But no, not everything. Right. So what you're saying, Robbie, are you applying it to what Noah Presgrove has compared to what certain family members know of? Is that what you mean? I just catch up. Oh, we got Brooke Carter. It absolutely was Noah's cooler. Quick question, Brooke Carter, if you can hear me. Well, obviously you can hear me, it's a live stream, but if you're present, more so. If it was Noah's cooler, did Noah Presgrove show up to the party, and was that cooler filled with alcohol? Robbie, are you saying I should go snoop through his apartment? Wait, hold on a minute. Where's Gibby at? Hold on. Maybe you should know. Right, first of all, one is not in an apartment. One is in an actual house. Let's just make that very clear, okay? Some say that This room alone is the dungeons, the underground. To what exactly? I don't know. To your deepest thoughts. Brooke says, yes, Noah brought his own alcohol. All of the kids did. OHP has proof of it too. May I ask, Brooke, that proof that OHP has, will it ever be released public? Is it possible to be released public? Ref, yes, they aren't going to know everything that Noah owned. Robbie, Ref, Gibby was saying I should know if my kid has a cooler. Okay. I hope it's released in court. Ah, okay, so it's not come out yet. Fine. Okay. Time will tell. It was Jack that said recently, with quoted by Caleb in that People article about everybody bringing alcohol. I can understand not everybody may believe in it because it's just words at this moment in time. If it's backed up with evidence, fair enough. Does that though, like if everybody brought alcohol, whether the host was supplying alcohol or not in the first place, but if underage people came on down with their own alcohol, does it lessen? Is there more leniency on the whole social hosting and all that? Would people look at it in a different light? Or would people still blame the host? Blame the host for allowing these people in with alcohol? Oh, you should have confiscated it. You naughty boy, you naughty individual. Let me grab those alcohol. Let me grab them. We've got Andrea. Welcome, Andrea. Brooke, who knows? You better your best friends that you spend all your time with or an aunt you randomly see. What? It will all come out in court. All of Noah's friends knew who his girlfriend was, but not one single person in his family knew. I can't remember, George. Was it in the early stages? I don't know if it was influenced by the news articles or the family, but wasn't it worded one way round? It was stated as Noah Presgrove's girlfriend was at the party, even though she wasn't. Or, God, I am soaked. All this sweat. Oh my God. Back to the torture room. You can see the hair sticking. Oh my God, see the shine. The shine on my forehead is brighter than my future. Because Noah's family didn't consider her his girlfriend. And why is that, though? Andrea, at that age, your family won't know as much as your friends. Yeah. There'll be some exceptions at times if people don't have friends or anyone, but they've only got family. Family will know more, or if people are willing to open up more. The aunt that he was going to go to a concert with, but changed his mind and went to the party. I do remember hearing about that. Was it Oklahoma Rock? Question is, Tammy, what day was that on? Was it on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Indeed, Strawberry. Such a struggle. Being so wet. And it just won't stop. It just keeps dripping down me all the way down my neck. Let me just feel my back. Yep, it's soaked. My hand is drifting down it. It just won't stop. It'll never stop. But it will help calm me down just a little bit, I think. Wow, 33 people watching. Welcome. So if you wonder what's going on here, we're talking about events at the party, what could be considered suspicious and not, leading up to the death of Noah Presgrove. The whole golf club situation seems to be pretty deep. Supposedly there are some answers from the past which have not been brought up since, and unfortunately I wasn't around in the past. Do you not have air conditioning? Nope. And to be honest, most houses in the UK don't have air conditioning, and the way the houses are built and designed, it will trap heat and warmth. It is what it is. It's not like that all the time, of course. So aircon isn't really needed. It's just these moments where it's a bit shit. But if I was downstairs, it's more manageable. Okay, so I've got the door shut back there, windows open. I was going to do it outside, but I thought, no, it's just maybe a bit too open. But I used to do it in the past outside live streams or in the shed or in the greenhouse. But the way the weather is in a greenhouse might be a bad idea. And as well, it would be using 4G. I want to be using Wi-Fi, so for better connection wise, that's why I'm doing it here. I would prefer to do it outside because it's in the dark. The UK's weather is the equivalent of bipolar. Tammy, not sure, Raf, but he changed his mind because Isaac couldn't go to the concert. Isaac? What? And then, as in Isaac Rojas? I mean, the temperature, Robbie, in this room one of the nights was 30 degrees Celsius. The only benefit with being a bit warm and sweating a lot is, I don't know, a bit of weight loss, a bit more definition, vascularity in the arms. Probably it won't show in this lighting because it's shit. I'm not even going to bother doing that. I'm going to make an idiot of myself. But besides the golf clubs in the Noah Presgrove case, what's the next event that happened? Well, that's the thing. The whole event of Caden Pressey arriving at the party. Was it a Friday? Was it a Saturday? Well, in the police interview, Caden says it was a Friday. In the never seen before text conversations on Facebook Messenger from 2023 onwards, Caden had said, yeah, I was there. Or it could be interpreted as, I was there Friday. How can you interpret it that way? Because Caden Pressey said, well, Caleb wasn't there when I was there. I know that for sure, 100%. Caleb Newton wasn't at the party. However, he could have been there Friday early morning. I didn't get there Friday night. Using the same sentence, it doesn't make any sense, but I interpreted it more so as, well, I was there Friday night. If Caleb was there early Friday, I wouldn't have seen him, but he could have been there. If that's the case, then Caden remained there Saturday all day, Sunday and Monday. Well, from there on, Caden has the claim to say on the right, I didn't see Caleb there because I was at the party all the time and I did not see him. There's still exceptions. If you were there at some point on Friday, but not earlier, Caleb may have been there. Not that he was, but based on Caden's reasoning. But even that's not clear. Let's not forget Alicia. Alicia, the mother, was the one to state that Caden Pressey, and this was in some audio messages which have been played and documented on my channel already, okay? Alicia speaking to a member of the general public, stating that Caden Pressey on Saturday during the daytime was not at the party. During the evening was not at the party. Caden was at home with his parents watching a movie. Jack kept calling, wanting Caden to come down to the party, and then Caden decided to go, and it was nearly past midnight once Caden arrived at the party Saturday night. How true is that? What time? Just put aside the whole Friday debacle. If Caden had arrived at the party on Saturday, what time did he get there at? Because Alicia says it was almost past midnight. So when Caden Pressey was asked in Partners in True Crime about the days and events, how they followed, and Caden said, well, it went pretty well. If you weren't there for the whole of Saturday and you just showed up right at the very end, you're not going to know how the party's gone because you weren't even there to see it. But it's what Alicia says. It might not be true. Maybe Caden was there earlier on the Saturday. And if he was, he would have seen more. But to be honest, events on Saturday don't get talked about much. The only bits of footage of Saturday would be some party clips, pretty harmless. People writing on Noah's backside, which there is the uncensored version available, but in terms of playing it on my channel, I don't think that's a good idea because I'm sure YouTube would punish me for showing a bare bottom. So I think the safest approach would be just to blur some bits out, blur the opening of the cheeks with a black censor line, but not censored too much, so you can actually see the other inscriptions and written on the back area, kind of like a teaser as to what could come tomorrow. Not that we're teasing someone's backside, but more so just the writing on the body, because people like to talk about the back and the chest and the tummy where, okay, there might have been writing here, and was there there, and has it been washed off, has it been faded in between? But when it comes to the bottom, you're not going to know what's there or not, because up to a certain point at least, because of Noah wearing shorts. Okay, maybe once he's found on the highway naked, no writing on his bottom area anymore, but we don't know when that was washed away or scrubbed off. Wait, who needs salt in water? Oh yeah, welcome Brenda. Salt in your water. I don't quite have normal water at the moment. I've got flavoured, but it'll do. Gibby, Ref, what is the best way to send you screenshots? So I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Instagram is probably the best practical way. The links to follow it are on my channel page when you go into the About section or so, and you'll get all the URL links. Yeah, so that's the best way. Some noise then. So will we ever get answers as to what time Caden showed up at the party on the Saturday to figure out what he actually saw at the party? And that's a question. When Shandy, or Shandon, the blonde-haired girl that was there only on Saturday that slapped Noah Presgrove, was Caden Pressey there at that time? When, I mean, some of the footage might be explained with dates. We'll see, depending on some stuff. I'll have to look back. Welcome to anyone else that's joined along. We got Sherry Wright. Welcome, Sherry. Had to be after the picture of Jack and Noah in the bathroom. What are you talking about, Tammy? After the picture of Jack and Noah in the bathroom, well, that was Monday, and supposed time was 1:50 in the morning or 1:52 in the morning. In terms of Shandon slapping Noah, that was Saturday night. In terms of writing on Noah's backside, that was Saturday night. Well, that's what's been said multiple times over and over again online, at least. Welcome to anyone else that has joined along during the live stream. We're talking about the Noah Presgrove case and the importance of what could be considered suspicious in the case, events leading up to Noah's death. Is there any unanswered questions, any alternative angles to look at it? We've already highlighted the golf clubs, reason and purpose behind Noah bringing them in the first place, and how they were used at the party, and what day were they truly used on. What Caden says Sunday night, or with Caden's inconsistencies, could it have been more aimed at Saturday to link in with Sunday morning and taking them back home to some extent? I do like your emojis, Strawberry. I never get bored of them. The writing wash off. Had to be after the picture of Jack and Noah. I do understand that, Tammy, but what I will say as a counterpoint is what was on Noah's chest, stomach area, that writing was faded, meaning attempts of washing it off beforehand. If the writing on Noah took place Saturday, if on Sunday, when Noah made it back to his place of living, he had a shower, so much of it could have been washed away, but not enough. So then comes Sunday evening going into Monday morning at 1:50, and Noah's still got writing on his body, but it's faded. Then after that, another shower, another wash, which would be justified because that supposed side-by-side rollover leading to a shower, a second shower, finally scrubbing the last bit of writing off. The only counterpoint would be 1:05 in the morning before the Noah and Jack bathroom selfie. Noah at 1:50, writing on his tummy, chest, faded but visible. At 1:05 earlier on in the morning, Noah, you don't see his chest or his tummy, he's kind of from the side, so we can't really see whether there was writing on him there or not to do a comparison. All we could see is that on the back of Noah, there's a little inscription or mark on his back shoulder area, I believe, with some initials, and that was about it. There was all that talk in the past about Noah having a tattoo somewhere. Don't know how true that is anymore. We've got Michelle. Welcome, Michelle. Don't know what that person's on about. I've been listening whilst I clean. That's what it's all about, Michelle. Multitasking. I guess good thing is I've not put you to sleep yet. That's a positive. Sherry, I thought Caden was the one taking all the pictures and videos. That would explain why we don't see him. Well, that's a fair point, Sherry. What I can say is, from my knowledge, 10:50 p.m, Caden Pressey panning around because you see his knee brace sat down in the chair, couch, recliner, whatever you want to call it. That's by Caden. 1:05 in the morning, when Brylan slaps Noah, Caden was recording that. But what else did Caden record in between or earlier? I don't know. Did Caden Pressey record Shandon slapping Noah Saturday night? Did Caden record the girls writing on Noah's backside? Don't know. Brooke, not to mention them playing in the river Sunday. Are you being not that I'm being negative, but just as a question, genuine, are you being sarcastic, Brooke, as in a reference to what people were claiming at some point? Brenda, I think most of the videos and photos seen online were from Caden. I'm sure other people took videos and photos as well. What I will say, Brenda, as an observation, it seems like the clips, and I might be wrong, but it seems like the videos that Caden Pressey recorded were from his phone, like from the default gallery. And then other clips or snaps, photos are actual Snapchat posts by other party goers, if I'm correct in saying. But I've got a question. Pepe Guam and Mikey Lair underneath the traffic barrel at 2:32 in the morning on Monday. Who was behind the camera? Who was recording that? Because at 2:32, Caden should have been asleep. So who else was recording? Oh, we got Mike. What would be the purpose of removing the writing? Everybody knew it was there. It was videotaped. I mean, nothing nefarious about it. Oh no, I have said that, Mike, in my old videos, that there'd be no reason for anyone to panic, because as long as there's party footage and proof of evidence and the timestamp of when it was written on the body, it would have no direct link to the death of Noah. People could have been questioned and brought up if the body was found to have writing and initials on, like, oh, do you know of this? Do you know of that? Can you explain why your name's on Noah's body? And people just show the footage and say, well, here it is. There's a timestamp, sorted. Charlie, it says in the documents he was promised alcohol. Right. Charlie, are you referring to the documents as the wrongful death lawsuit in recent time? Promised alcohol, well, actually promised copious amounts of alcohol and given alcohol when he was already drunk, how it was worded. Sounded a bit exaggerative, but there we go. That's why he returned. The person who dropped him off said he was empty-handed, Gage Jessen. So I'm assuming they have proof of this and a witness. Brooke, no, they literally were playing in the river Sunday. Well, that's fine. See, this is what I mean. Got to question it to figure it out. Very important if that is the case. Okay. Sunday, playing in the river, and that's what they were literally doing. Boom. This is what's needed. So, there we go. I mean, Strawberry, can you remind me afterwards? I know it's a big ask because I am the reminder. I am the, what is it? I am the Alexa of technology. Hey, Alexa. Hey, Andrew, could you set me a reminder to take this and do that later? Well, this time around, Strawberry, remind me later to make a note about the river. Okay? I need to do a bit of coverage on that. Brooke, was that before left to go home or after Noah got back to the party? You would think it would be later on in the afternoon, evening time, because Noah Presgrove Sunday morning went to go to breakfast, Warwicker, then went back home, so not back home, went to the party house and then back out again. But let's just see. They were all up and down the river all weekend, every day. Does that sound? Well, thank you, Strawberry. I'm sure you'll impress me even more, won't you? You keep impressing me. Keep it up. Right, so this whole reference of being at the river all weekend, every day, it's honestly, first time I've ever heard this mentioned before. Is it game-changing in the whole case? Maybe not, but does it add complete depth? Definitely. Because all the focus is at the party house and the property, but what about the river? What about down there? What, as in something bad happened? It doesn't have to be looked at that way. But are there any snaps? Is there any videos, any photos of people at the river? Is that possible, Brooke? Did anyone have like photos, videos, Snapchats of down at the river any of the days? Just for context, just to narrate over more so. Oh God, what's going on here? 35 people watching. Wow, that's really good to see. I saw the person's mom commenting a long while back saying they didn't stop off anywhere and Noah didn't have anything with him. I see. So Tim, Noah left his cooler there Saturday but took his golf clubs. Makes sense. Well, maybe prioritize one thing over the other. But then again, in fairness, if Noah had it in his mind that he was leaving Sunday, if he had it in his mind, well, actually, no. He left on Sunday, but in the morning time. If Noah had it in his mind that Sunday morning he was going to leave and not return back, you'd expect for Noah to take every item and possession with him back to where he lives. No point leaving anything behind unless you just forget. Brooke, I've said this numerous times in your comments. Well, I've just not seen it. Well, might have seen the odd mention to a river, but in terms of up and down every day, I don't remember that part of the wording. But either way, is there any video footage? Are there any photos of it? Because it can be covered. It can be done as a video, as in if people are coming and going from the river, jumping in, getting wet, that can wash away writing in between, besides having a shower. Yeah, it adds more depth. Not sure. I know there is 0 cell service there. Okay then. I mean, if it's just, the whole Wi-Fi, 4G and all that shit, if it's just recording from the phone, as in like what Caden did with the default camera inbuilt on the phone, default inbuilt gallery, you can still record and take photos without internet connection, without a signal. But who knows if there was any footage. It's just as further proof just to back it up that that's what they were doing. I mean, if there's no cell service, meaning you might not be able to get pings and all of that, then based on hard evidence, I guess you wouldn't be able to prove that they were there doing that, but I'm not going against it. I'm just saying. Okay. So I had to layer in. Nearly got 40 people watching during a live, which is quite high to be fair, so that's all good to see. Welcome if you have suddenly joined. We've heard additional references now to which could Noah had writing washed off his body because supposedly on and off going down to the river with others. Was there a sidekick at one point that made a reference to the river? You need to go search down there, search by the buildings of the river. Look, I have done a video before about the river, maybe about other stuff, as in crossing over or accessing it, but I don't think I did a dedicated video to the concept of people playing by the river, getting involved with the water and whatnot. It'd be nice to see Noah having fun with his friends at the river if anyone has videos of it. Yeah, it would add another perspective, right? It would technically remain consistent with Noah having fun and others and the positive atmosphere, at least what's been recorded. Lisa, I remember hearing about the river. They were trying to say that's why the patio was all wet. Bloody hell, they must be very wet and dripping for quite some distance then from getting there to the river. I mean, personally, the patio could well be wet because of alcohol. Just look at this, Lisa. At 1:05 in the morning, when Caden Press is recording Brylan slapping Noah on the ground besides Noah to the left, there's like little streams of wetness, whether someone had a wee or someone dropped or spilled a bit of alcohol, a can. Very, very possible, right? I mean, despite the size of my mouth, I could spill a bit of water on the floor right now. It doesn't have to be from a river, doesn't have to be from a paddling pool. The only other exception would be if the patio on the front or the back of the pasture was to be wet, it could well link to the swimming pool. If Brooke Bounds Carter is still present, the other question that I have, if the decking and the swimming pool was present at the time of the party, did any of the party goers use the swimming pool? If anyone has answers, leave a comment in the chat. Cleaning up the puke on the porch, that's another good point, Mike. Depending on at what time and what point, because other people could have been sick in between, of course. It's not just one person, but at least a documented one would be at 12:48 in the morning, 00:48 Monday, when Georgia was throwing up. Maybe Georgia was in one room, felt the sick coming out, rushed outside to try and get away. Couldn't get too far in time and it just all came out. Possible. Or wet from spilling out coolers. They always jump to something nefarious when there's plenty of plausible explanations. Let's hear more about those days on the river. Yeah, it just adds another layer because this is the thing. For quite some time at least, and more so in the news publications, most importantly, it's about the highway, it's about the party house. That's it. It doesn't even really mention or acknowledge Warwick much. That's an important place as well because that's where they went for breakfast. And then after that, they went back out. The guys did, exception of Caden. Going back out to where? Warwick, somewhere else in between. And beside that, now we're getting the depth in, as in the river, and not just once, but every day or close to every day. Not that anything bad happened at the river, but it's just more story. Filling in the gaps. It's a good thing because if they're there at the river back and forth every day, it could explain why some people weren't seen on camera, other people were elsewhere. How did they get to the river, though? Robbie, I doubt Georgia was feeling well enough to clean it up when it happened. Someone probably did it that morning because it was gross. Yeah. And you don't want anyone else standing or slipping in it, because that'll just, I don't know, might make more people throw up in between. To be honest, in fairness, this live stream's generated quite a few different ideas. Probably will have to rewatch it. And for anyone that rewatches this live stream, more so for the live chat, just know that it takes a day or two for it to process, so the live chat replay doesn't show immediately. Possible 2. Was there any pictures of coolers on the porch in any of the pictures or videos besides the one Sarah Long took? Well, the thing is, Jam Sandwich at 10:50 p.m. Sunday night, when Caden Pressy's inside of the house, as he pans around when showing people in the dining kitchen area, including Georgia, when Caden pans to the left, kind of looking towards the front doorway, just before that, against the wall, there is supposedly a cooler on the floor. Whose? I don't know, but that's an example. And then supposedly, whether it be Saturday night, maybe more so, from a certain angle, there is supposedly a cooler just in front of the porch, you know, but on the ground of the patio, just in front of the porch on the floor, and someone was sat on it. Supposedly that was a cooler. The cooler, a second cooler, who knows? Well, there we go. Finally, we've got 40 people watching live. Feel free to share this live stream. I think there'll be a share button bottom right or somewhere on the screen. Feel free to share it so then more people can see it. And if you want to hit the thumbs up, that would be appreciated. I remember seeing a hose on the patio too. Is that so, Lisa? I don't know if some people from the dark side were saying that there was no hose pipe, or there wasn't that, they didn't have that with them, or a pressure washer or something. Oh God, not the pressure washer. That reminds me of the Dylan Brown's case. Mike, is there proof that the porch was wet? Well, the only thing that I can say, Mike, it's what Caden Pressy says, in his words, that when he was on the porchway or when he was coming and going, supposedly at the time when Renee Milan had already arrived around that point, and Caden saw it on the ground, a wet patch. Caden's words and only words. Might not be good enough. Oh, there we go. Brooke says those girls don't have a water hose. So yeah, that's what I do remember someone saying previous. Tim Daniel, Mike, that was Caden's memory. My guess is of where was the vomit on the porch or would get hosed. And even if there was a wet spot, it's not the end of the world. It can be easily explained. Of course, you can also understand it in the dark way too, but you can understand it from the normal way, both sides, for the balance. Jam, I'm pretty sure BBC said the girls didn't own a hose. There we go. Cleo, please don't refer to me as honey. Tim Daniel, all right, no house, so then either is BS or cooler water. Gibby, made Caden and riders take cooler and alcohol illegal, while she insisted on taking their guns away illegal. Bingo Tim. They didn't hose a body off in the porch. And to be honest, just with common sense, you wouldn't be hosing anybody off, as in a dead body, on a porchway, when on the other side of the wall, the window, the door, there are partygoers inside. It's too close anyway. Those are Sarah's own words. What? Sarah made Caden and riders take cooler and alcohol and taking their guns away they're legal. Ah. Sarah made Caden and riders take the cooler. Well, the thing is, Gibby, Caden Pressy was stating it that it was Renee Milan that ordered Caden to take the cooler back home and leave the party house before the police get there. And Renee Milan responded and said, I never told Caden to do that. I never told Caden to leave either. It's okay, Cleo. Andrea, when Ellie asked Caden, did you see anything that would have needed to be cleaned? Nope. George, actually, Alicia pretty much said a brush truck drove up to the house and they had a pressure washer, which then Noah got hosed off. Oh no. Oh no. A brush truck? How noisy is that going to be? Oh my God. Next thing you're going to tell me, George, is Alicia said an ice cream van came on down and it was ringing its ice cream sound so loud that it blurred out all the noises of Noah screaming when getting taken out, and someone ordered a 99p with a flake on top. Oh my God. I love when the light side states lies as facts. She did say that a brush truck washed Noah's body in the driveway. Oh no. Brush truck. Never even heard of a brush truck before, but it sounds like trouble. God, why am I so wet still? Can it just be dry for a bit, please? I want to be dry. I don't always want to be wet. Anyway. Good thing we got the Warlight Ref emoji facepalm for these moments. I'm surprised Brooke Bounds Carter hasn't used the Warlight Ref facepalm emoji. She keeps using the default one on YouTube. Goodness gracious. I hope this is her during the trial. Oh God. It's a small fire truck for putting out brush fires. Oh no. I thought you did a video pointing out the water on the patio. I don't know about the patio, but oh yeah, the patio, yeah, not the porch, but the patio, yeah. But some people said from certain angles it might not have been water, but some object flat on the ground creating a shadow. We can always go back over it at some point. There's a lot of ideas. So Strawberry, can you remind me, number one, that Tim Daniel or someone is supposed to get a screenshot of Gage Jessen referring to Noah being empty-handed when returning back to the party, and then mention of the talk of the patio being wet, and then a video of talking about going down to the river daily. 3 video ideas at least. I might not remember them. I hope I do. Yes. I didn't know it was there. Jason Martin was driving it. Oh, God. Lisa, it looks like a service truck. I think it's what Caden caked a service truck. Caked? What? George, so this is all going to be interesting once it all comes out at trial. Was there any other mentions? Did anyone like parachute down or something from a Black Hawk helicopter and land in the pasture and deliver a cake off? Happy birthday, here's your cake. Did that happen? My bad, I thought it was Sarah. In reference to what Renee Millen said. The Terrell brush truck was red though, right? Well, the thing is, Jam, at this point in the case, maybe the brush truck came along, playing a little tune. Beep, beep, here we come. Let's get the hose out. Time to wash things away. Oh, and whilst we're here, the hose pipe will reach so far, it will wash Donna House's garden. Let's use the brush truck to fan out any flames because Donna Bond has a bush fire in the backyard. We'll just put that out whilst we're here. Oh, and then we'll just paint the truck a different colour from red to something else. There we go. Feel free to let me know that theory, what I've just said then, how good it is. Oh shit, what time are we on? 23:12. Ooh, might have to do a countdown soon, just because of timing. And let's do it for another 10 minutes. Dragged the body through the house for the shower. Yeah, I do remember that, Tim Daniel, and I did a video about it saying, are people honestly going to drag or carry a dead body through a house where there's other partygoers resting or asleep that could see it with their own eyes? Very hard to believe. Very unlikely to happen. If the aim was that a person died or was killed on site of the property, your aim is probably to try and get off of the property as fast as possible, not be spreading the body about in rooms and buildings and making it harder to clean up after. I've noticed, Strawberry, you're always number one when it comes to top fans. You're on 125 XP, so I don't know what you're doing, Strawberry, but you must be doing something right. So I was just looking at the little extra tab. Lisa, oh no, indeed, oh no. Thinks like a killer. Who's the killer? I thought the only killer around here was Strawberry with her looks. They could kill. Charlie with a question mark. Lisa. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Oh no. It's because it's said by me having a crisis moment, and no, not a crisis actor, but a crisis moment in which I am tormented by unusual comments with time. Very interesting developments. We could possibly do a part two live stream on this type of stuff, so we don't go too far in the moment, because there's already a few ideas generated. We'll need to look at the comments back again, just for screenshots. Shame not. Tim, yeah, Brenda, what's this day? There's still a question if Noah was alive in the shower. I mean, at the end of the day, if there is shower footage, proof and evidence of Noah, and it's been documented and Noah's okay, alive and all fine, that's good. If it can ever be released public, even if it's censored because of, if the person's unclothed, censor most of it. But if it at least shows Noah awake, alive and all good, that's fine, that's needed. Michael Face Kaz would say otherwise. Well, from what I've heard from the Dark Side Facebook group chat, they've confirmed with a blurry pixelated photo, even though it's not 100% confirmed, that it's Noah unconscious in the bath. Let's not forget that. A bath? What is a shower with a combo? Terrell Truck 824 I saw on the Facebook page was red. Did anyone else see that one? Okay. Raf, are you okay? Yes. Why? What's happened? Has something happened? I'm wet. It's warm, but that's it. I don't know. Has something happened? Hopefully the live stream's still working. The audio, as long as it's not paused or frozen for anyone. So what time are we on? I might end the live stream in about 5 minutes because it's getting a bit late. There's been some key comments, key points made, new ideas, new videos, and that's all good. That's what's needed, of course. Look back at some previous footage as well, photos to compare and contrast. You look ill. Interesting. Not that I'm aware of. I didn't think I was ill. What, physically ill, psychologically ill? We've got Christine Stewart. All fine, welcome. Quite clear. He saw number 24 on the guy's shirt. Interesting. All fine here, Raf. You need more cold water, stay hydrated. Overheated. Yeah, I might just be too hot. I'm sure Strawberry understands. Anyway, I'll do a countdown now. Try and get, well, there's no water cool enough about. I've got water. There's any other additional stuff, but yeah, is what it is. Shit weather is what it is. So I'll do a countdown now. Any final points to be mentioned, feel free to do so, and we can always continue this in another live stream at some point. Face is red. I'm sure someone will find a reason to say their face is red because I'm blushing or something, even though I'm probably consciously not aware. But I appreciate that, Brooke. It's good of you to say. Okay. 20. Actually, was it Jam Sandwich, or was it someone else in the, was it Lisa or someone when I was doing the countdown last time? Someone said countdown in strawberries or countdown in apples and pears. That's funny that. It took forever to count down. I ended up losing track of numbers. Oh, it was Donna Bond. Oh, bloody Donna Bond with the numbers. Anyway. Oh, we got Smooth Society, welcome. Do a video on the location of the murder weapon based on the psychic. Which psychic, which video? '99. Oh God, from '99 it's going to take forever. I'm going to get a dry mouth. I can't recover from a dry mouth, but I can make other people recover from a dry mouth with the special healing methods. 98 strawberries. Okay, well, if you want to count down Jam from that, feel free to do so. I'm gonna do it from 20. It's gonna take a long time. 20. 19. Oh, the sirens. I can hear sirens. Police sirens outside. Don't know if you can hear them. In a rush. You can. Must have been a bad boy. Probably gonna get arrested. Don't know why then. Murder weapon. That's 20. Okay, Mike. Just know, Mike, once the live stream's ended, give or take a day or two, you'll be able to catch up on the live chat once it's processed. Strawberry, very bad. Is that Sam? How do you know? How do you know? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, you'll have to tell me, won't you? 13, or you might plead the fifth and not say, which is very unfortunate. I'm sure I'll get an answer out some way or another. 12, 11, 10. You're welcome, Tim. Take care, and Sherry as well. 10. Take care, Brenda. Yes, Strawberry. What is it? You stopping me from counting? What would you like to say, Strawberry? Take care. I didn't want to drink too much whilst I'm talking because I probably end up burping or hiccuping constantly. You won't get many words out of me then. Take care, Robbie and Jam. Are you tired? So. How about you? Hezzy, take care, Hezzy. Brenda as well. Lisa, I haven't seen that pictures of the 824 guy. Could you possibly send that to Ref so you can post it? Where are we at? 12, 11. Oh, you're not. That's interesting. So I guess you won't be passing out then. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Take care, Michelle. No. It's good. It's good. So it's not going to be as quiet. It's going to be a bit more noisier as it should be, right? Yeah. A bit more noisier than recent time. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are now done. But obviously not quite done because I need to see Strawberry at this very moment once the live stream's ended. So Strawberry, don't you dare run away. Okay. Jam, I may have seen it in a screenshot. If I do, I'll try and get back on Facebook and find it. Interesting. So hopefully people that can reach out with screenshots or so with what's been talked about today can be very helpful. And I said on my channel page, there are the links to follow through with, like the Instagram page of myself. You can reach out that way if you've got a screenshot or so. Will do, Gibby. Maybe get some more liquid very shortly. I'm sure there'll be an endless supply of liquid somewhere, of course. So, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow in a live premiere. Okay? I'll just end the live right now.